What is up? What is going on, y'all? Today, I'm going to be talking about how to deal with negative people. For some, it may be as simple as just not dealing with them. But for many people, it's not that simple. You may have to work with someone that's negative. You may have a close family member or a close friend that's negative. Or you may even have a spouse or a baby by someone that's negative. So how do you deal with negative people? Well, it's very important for you to figure out how to deal with negative people so that it doesn't negatively affect you. Let's get right to it. There is a difference between someone who is like temporarily negative and someone who is just straight up negative. You know, we're human. Sometimes we might have days where we're just not feeling it and we're negative. You know, it is what it is. And there's also days where we just may need advice or someone to vent to. So how do you determine if a person is just flat out just straight negative? If a person is constantly talking about people, they're negative. If a person is constantly complaining, they're negative. If a person is someone who always has things going on and when you try to give them advice, they always have a reason why it just wouldn't work, they're negative. If a person constantly has an attitude, they're negative. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I know these things because I was that negative person. But I'm gonna talk more about that in my next video about what to do if you're a negative person. Don't get me wrong. When I say negative people, I'm not talking about people who are going through stuff or people who have been going through stuff for a while. I'm talking about people who have been negative since the day that you met them, and that's just how they are. So what do? The first thing that I would do is, well, tell them. Don't tell them when you're aggravated or annoyed by this person. And it really depends on if you care about this person and you're genuine and you want to see this person grow, then, you know, I don't see why you wouldn't tell this person. I would definitely pull them to the side and not tell them in front of everyone, because then you're just being an asshole. I wouldn't just tell that person that either. You know, I would talk to that person and be like, look, I'm just pointing it out that you have been negative, you know, and really just try to be there for that person, try to get an understanding of what they're going through and try to help that person through it. Okay, this next part is just strictly about people who you work with who are negative. If you just honestly don't care about this person, then you can still pull that person to the side and talk to that person and just be like, hey, you know, you're really negative and, you know, I'm trying to stay positive and stuff like that. So I would appreciate it if you just, you know, keep that to yourself, you know, because we have to work together and, or, you know, hey, wait. I just thought about it and that's probably a horrible idea. So just ignore that part. You can still pull that person to the side and just be like, hey, I noticed that you have been negative and stuff like that and it's affecting the people around you. Are you okay? You have anything that you want to talk about, you know, just to make that person aware of themselves. If that person's just unapproachable, then you can still just come to that person and be like, hey, you know, you're negative and I'm trying to stay positive. So we have to work together and, you know, we can just keep the conversation at minimum. Okay, so if you have already spoken to this person or you just don't want to confront the person, then you have to minimize the time that you speak with that person and be around that person. If you have to block the person out to do so, just do not engage in the conversations and agree with this person because that person is going to feel like it's okay to be negative. And it's going to cause you to be negative because basically if you're listening and agreeing, then that means you're being negative too. In school, people used to always try to come to me and talk about other people. And I just used to look at them like, why are you telling me? Go tell that person that. Just because you have to associate with negative people at times, or you may love someone that's negative, that doesn't mean that you have to be negative too. You can say something about it or you cannot engage in a conversation. If you truly care about someone who is going through their negative time, then, you know, try to help the person. You know, if you can't help someone through a problem, then you can, you know, at least bring it to someone's attention and let them know, you know, what they need to work on if you really actually care. And if you just care about yourself and want to look out for yourself or other people around you who are affected by the negativity, then speak up and say something about it. But if you are a negative person yourself and really think about that, then just be sure to watch my video titled, What to Do If I'm a Negative Person. All right, y'all. Take care.